Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shenanigans. It's time.
Time to hit the road.
Hit the road, Jack.
Don't come back.
Okay, so, anything I should know before you head off on the road and I throw random encounters at you?
Now I must stand in the middle of the party, relying on people better than me to protect me.
So are you actually now playing a wizard? Do you have a list of spells and everything that you need? How is this going to work? Should we know? Should we not know ahead of time?
Let's give each other's characters.
It doesn't matter because we did. Let's
Because
just say
we don't
that.
actually have each other's abilities.
I mean, the Olga abilities are pretty straightforward.
Let's just say we're just insane.
It's pretty much like you said. We're now both useless characters.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Aside from my ability to soak up damage, I suppose.
Okay, so lovely. We have a 3-character party.
And 2 NPCs.
Also, I think I looked to the wizard, and I was like, "Wait a second! Do you even need that weapon? Can you even use that thing?"
No, I was just thinking now that I am a weak little human, these two-handed swords, which are one-handed for me, are so heavy. I must give them to you to carry these two-handed swords.
So yeah, I'll take that.
Wonderful.
You should get your dagger.
Yes, you can have my dagger.
It looks so large in my now tiny hands.
I just imagine you exchanged weapons before we even start this journey. Now you're changing them back.
Yeah, like you guys switch bodies, the old weapons were already on you, and you were just like, oh, let's switch all our gear. Oh, wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Let's go back.
No, the body switching, it is very complicated. You would not understand it because you are not a mage like myself.
I guess
I cannot explain magic to your tiny mind.
So I guess I strapped the two-hander on, and
There are
March ahead,
two of
March-
them. One
Two
for
of them?
each hand.
all right, I'll hold 2 of them. I don't have much equipment, so I can actually carry it.
Now I just want to see a D&D movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger as a wizard.
All right. So off we go on the road down to this town known as Springfield. It's a village, really, more than a town. Off to Springfield we go. It's a week journey there, and it's a rather pleasant journey. Not much happens along the way. You pass. Let's take a look at the map.
No, horrible things happen along the way.
What happens along the way? Let's hear it.
On the first night, because I am now a weak wizard who reads books, I wrote a haiku.
Let's hear your haiku, Vignar.
I cannot believe this. It is a haiku about someone begging me to spare their life. It goes like this. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Believe that now I am writing the
You got
poetry.
the rhythm straight, that's for sure.
What has become of mighty Vignar that he writes haikus? The most angsty teenager of all poetry.
I feel like I'm going to be collecting extra hands.
And I practice swinging a sword that I have no proficiency with whatsoever.
All right, you swing the sword around. You're a wizard, so you have -5 to hit with two-handed weapons. With weapons you're not proficient with, and you're definitely not proficient with this.
But he also has
Fantastic.
the strength of an ogre.
Yes, you do.
Still need to arm wrestle.
Yeah.
But what is his strength? What is actually his strength? So he knows?
Vignar's is 1806.
Yeah, we're not actually. Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay. So it's like +3 to damage, +2 to hit or something? No.
+1 to hit, +3 to damage.
Yeah.
Except, of course, we didn't body switch, so.
Yeah.
So -4? Or what?
Yeah. -4 to hit, +3 to damage, 2-handed sword.
But he has 2, so
Why
double
would he get a +3 to damage? We did not actually body swap. We
Wait, I thought you guys actually did body swap. Are you still
No.
in ogre form?
We're just crazy.
Yes,
Oh.
we bumped our heads.
I actually thought you guys did switch.
Yeah, everybody
No,
thought.
we just bumped our heads and assumed that we body switched.
What?
So wait, hold on. Sildon is walking around carrying the ogre's swords because he thinks he's in an ogre body, even though he's not.
Yes.
Okay.
Now in a weak little human body,
Yeah.
even though he's still clearly an ogre.
Okay.
Neal,
But
can
he
I
looks
slap
like an
both of
ogre to
them?
himself so that the audience is not confused.
Neal, can I slap both of them to try to slap some sense into them?
You may, if you would like to roll to hit or catch them by surprise. They may not see it coming. Let's have them roll surprise checks, actually. Sildon and Vignar, both roll me a d10. 1, 2, or 3 is a surprise. Nope.
Vignar is ever.
Maybe surprised. All right. Vignar is surprised. However, Doreen, you cannot slap Vignar. You
Wait,
are 4
Vignar
foot
is
11.
surprised?
Vignar is 11 feet tall. You cannot reach Vignar.
I can slap his knee.
You
I
may
can
slap his knee. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna slap his knee.
You.
Or better yet, I'm just going to crawl up him. And then slap his face.
Vignar, describe to me what you're wearing.
Ow. What are you doing? Why are you climbing me? It is Vignar who does the sexual harassing. You must stop this little person.
That was such a pained laugh.
Vignar, what are you wearing?
Vignar, that is true, that it might be difficult for her to scale mighty Vignar because his muscles are all well oiled and he is simply
Oh, Jesus.
wearing a fur loincloth and lots of muscles.
Yeah, I don't know if you can scale oily, sweaty Vignar who has no clothing to hold on to.
You know what? I probably realize that, and I just go, "Come here. I've got a secret to tell you. Just
What is this secret little person?
come here. Come in close."
What is it you want to say?
All right, he gets close. I'll slap him.
He already rolled a surprise check, so.
Ow, I am totally surprised because as Vignar, no one would dare to do that. But now I am a human, so even little people like this one slap me with no consequences. This must be
wake
what
up.
it's like to be a human. Perhaps
Wake up.
when I have learned a lesson, my body will switch back.
Oh, jeez.
Carson goes forward, like puts a hand on the shoulder of the woman. Let me handle this.
By the way, you took 5 damage from that.
Actually,
I don't
did
think a slap does
17?
damage in the same way that like an attempt to kill someone does damage.
I don't know, Neal. A woman's full force of a slap.
I don't think a open-handed slap is gonna. It'll do temporary damage.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh
say,
yeah, it'll do temp
Temporary
damage, but that's
damage,
still 1 temp damage plus 4 for strength.
Yeah. All right. So it's 1 point of real damage and 4 points of temporary damage that fade after a
In
minute.
that case, I am AC 17.
All right. Let's give a roll to hit. If we're actually gonna make this happen, you are surprised. That's a +2 to hit for the attacker, and no dex bonuses for the defender.
I have no dex bonuses.
Ah,
Good hit.
you get hit. Okay.
Ah,
I go forward. Carousel goes forward, puts his hand on Doreen's shoulder. Let me handle this. I have an idea how I could switch you back into your buddies.
I suppose this is the kind of thing Vignar must deal with now.
Vignar, I can show you the power of magic and switch you back into your own body.
How can you do that? I do not wish to learn a lesson.
And he pounds on the ground and starts casting Phantasmal Force. Like, and shadows rise.
You are doing that wrong. You must shout louder to make the magic more powerful.
I invoke the shadows of the old. Switch those poor souls into their own bodies, back with who they belong. And he creates like a glowing black mist in which stars shine, which seemingly enters both bodies. And
does everyone see that or just him?
Everybody.
Oh.
Every creature in the area, which is 100 square feet, I think. So
Okay.
he like commands the mist, if everybody believes that, so commands the mist to enter both their bodies. And then
I do technically have spellcraft.
Give me. How does the spellcraft actually work? Do you?
I think it's intelligence -2. And when you see the spell, you can identify it, but you can't react to it in any special way.
I think that sounds about right. Give me a spellcraft check.
Okay.
See if you recognize what's going on. Vignar, you think you're a wizard. Give me an intelligence check. Oh,
Damn it.
you totally get that, Sildon. Yeah, you know exactly what's happening.
All right, Vignar's intelligence.
Oh God.
I don't have spellcraft, so I'm also gonna roll intelligence.
Also,
Wonderful.
like he does not have spellcraft. So what is it? -4.
Yeah. it's like-
Vignar, you're a wizard. You're a magic user yourself, but this is some strange magic you've never seen before. Zunkin Rushbutt, you are also a wizard. You know exactly what's going on.
I can tell. I say this is not real. I can tell you think to fool Vignar Wizard, but Vignar knows that you did not say abracadabra.
I have not finished the incantation yet. I've just your souls are still in your bodies. I've taken grip of them. But let me finish the incantation. So I command these souls with my words. Go back to the bodies where you belong. Abracadabra!
He said it now.
And the mist the mist obscures their vision for a moment and then fades. You're now back where you belong, Vignar.
Did it work?
Vignar believes the illusion.
I do not know.
Look at
Let me try to crush this man's skull. Put my hand on your head. It's
I'm
not
out of
crushed.
On whose head?
Yeah, who's it?
On you who just on Bastian's head who just tried to cast the spell.
I'm like, if you come towards me, I like step back. Why don't you try wield your swords?
I do not know. I'm afraid that if I try to wield them and I am still in that weak human body, I will sprain a muscles.
Are you saying you're a coward?
When I am big Vignar, I am not afraid of anything. But that is true. I still have the spirit of Vignar. No matter what body I am in.
So grab your swords.
My God, just try it.
I grab it and then I like go down like to the ground like it's still too heavy. I have to learn a lesson. Curse you tropes.
I like to imagine you guys are 5 feet out of town when this is happening. Like this is the beginning of your adventure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, probably.
Wonderful.
Your spell is not more powerful than this gypsy's curse, but that was a good try. Vignar must become the greatest, most powerful, most muscliest wizard of the age so that he can reverse this himself.
Okay. So you guys continue on your way to Springfield.
I suppose.
Everyone is still confused, and it's a pleasant journey for the first 6 days on your way. Eventually, you're heading down the road. You're getting kind of close. You know where the turnoff is, and you come to a bridge over a small river, maybe a large creek. And there on the bridge are 12 goblins dressed in the normal clothes of a watchman or a town guard or the local constabulary. And there they are, standing on the bridge, kind of chatting to themselves when they see you coming and give a stop and a bit of a backpedal, because there's a minotaur and there's an ogre and there's a mongrelman with the weird beaky thingy, and then there's Jason, and then there's Doreen with the hands and everything, and the goblins definitely stop.
I got a bigger rope.
Before we get close, I want to talk to the party.
Sure.
Like, we see this in the distance, right? So.
Yeah, they see you roughly same time you see them.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, why don't we just say that we want an audience with this Lord, Stephen?
Thought we were supposed to rip their hands off.
I can speak Goblin, so yes, we could do that.
Very good. We'll just get an audience. And you know what? If we just say we were here to kill him, and if he can double that, we're actually going to kill James instead. How about that?
No.
Anyway, let's go forward.
Alright. Fine. Let's go forward.
All right, you guys turn back to the bridge, and you see that the goblins have to make a morale check. Are they actually going to stand and deal with you guys? You're very intimidating.
I wave at them like, not very intimidating, like, hello. Even though I'm a minotaur.
Yeah, I think your not very intimidating wave is probably pretty intimidating to the goblins.
As we get closer, like Castle and Goblin kind of says loudly, "Out of your way, we have business in the town."
Not so fast there, nosy one.
For the record, I know Goblin as well.
Sure,
Same.
This is a conversation in Goblin. Not so fast. Who are you?
As I said, we have business in town.
State your name, weird one, or you'll be the first one to meet our pointy blades.
I spread my larger robe
Let
and
me
reveal the
handle
50
this.
goblin
As a
hands.
wizard, I know many languages now.
Does he actually speak Goblin?
Do you speak Goblin?
Clearly, as a wizard, I now speak the language of these goblins.
Arky barky.
Goblin, I speak Goblin. Goblin, weakish smally. Vignar, and I point back at Jason. Muscly hugey. Goblin, squishy, squashy, bleedy.
I have to warn you that Ogre is insane, and he's pretty prone to violence.
Yes, the ogre is insane. He might do anything
You
at
don't
any
actually
moment.
understand what I'm
There is
saying.
no predicting what such a majestic and powerful person might do.
I'm actually speaking in Goblin. You have no idea what I'm saying.
It's all true.
All right. The goblins murmur amongst themselves and then make way for you across the bridge.
This is just too crazy for them to deal with.
I told you, as a wizard now, you rely upon my brain muscle, the weakest muscle in the body. And yet, even that, it appears, can have some strength.
Of course, weak goblins will always move out of the way of Great Vignar.
That is true. That is true. But I already knew that. That was not a lesson I was learning.
So you
But I
guys,
said, you must learn to be majestic.
great. You guys proceed to cross the bridge. The goblins standing by, more or less just getting the hell out of your way. Until the point that you are across the bridge, in and amongst the goblins, when they launch their coordinated surprise attack. We could call it an ambush. I don't think you guys are actually surprised, but they do get an ambush round on you as you cross this bridge, and then they just descend on you madly. So let's we'll roll for initiative next round because they are getting a surprise round, an ambush round.
Really?
Yeah, really. I'm gonna start with that person that was so mean and insulting to them.
The big mean guy.
No, the one with the mask, the one that was actually talking to them, the only one that said any words that they understood. Other than just like the ranting ogre who's making weird motions. So, why is our skirmish not playing? Oh, because I didn't click the button.
They
That
have
explains it.
It's sunshine out, right?
It is regular daytime, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So the first 4 goblins open up with bow shots at Karasu. Oh my god. We have an 11, a 19, a 19, and a 22.
That's 3 hits.
Wow. Are any of those crits? Any of those clear by 5? 22?
The 22.
From behind? No dex spawn?
I have base AC 15 as a Mongomer.
Wonderful. So the 22 clears by 5, and the 19s are just hits. So
They have +3 to attack.
they have the one attacking from behind you has +2 to attack. Yeah.
Wait, isn't on the others behind me? How can they attack behind me if the
I
others?
mean, it's a whole bunch of you guys walking past a whole bunch of goblins, and so some people's backs are exposed to some goblins that are standing behind them, and they're taking their shots. So that is 12 points of damage from 1 crit and 2 hits against Karasu,
I'm done.
who crumples in front of the goblins. That's 4 of the 12 that are here. The next group of 4 will shoot at the giant ogre. 22,
Dang.
8, 14, and 15.
AC 17.
Wait, they can. How do they have 22? Because they have -1 to hit.
They do not have -1 to hit.
Goblins have in daylight, right?
These goblins, at least my goblins, do not have -1 to hit in daylight. I do not see goblins as nocturnal creatures. So the 22 does 17 AC. It'll clear by 5. So you will take 1 crit and no hits, Rob, for 5 points of damage on your ogre. And the last 4 are going to be in melee, and they will go.
Arrows no longer fear my mighty muscles now that I am a weak human sorcerer.
They're not going for Zunkin Rush Button melee. They're going to go for Doreen, the really small one that looks like she'd be really easy to pick off. The goblins will come 1 in front, 2 on the sides, 1 on. I guess it's got to be 2 in front, 2 on the sides for you. With an 8, a natural 20. That's the 3rd natural 20 today. An 11 and a 7. You're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
It's 20 clear by
The
5.
natural 20 hits.
Doesn't crit.
No.
Oh.
No.
All right,
It only
it'll
hits.
stab you for 2 points of damage, and we should roll initiative now.
What's the initiative of a two-handed sword?
10. Welcome to Connor's life.
Oh.
What was Connor's life?
Yeah, what was?
Whoa.
How
monster.
starts bleeding a bit.
right.
So our first goblin group will go at 5. Do any of our PCs beat 5?
I think I have +7 to hit. Let me check.
Karasu is just bleeding. Zunkin, nope. So the first group of people that are attacking Doreen will go, and they will get a fourth natural 20 today, actually. A 14, an 8, and a 4. So you will take another stab, Doreen, this time for 5 points of damage.
All right.
And I think with this 5 points of damage, one of the hands, the taxidermied hands on your clothing, is ruined. Go down to 49 hands, please. Initiative, Karasu bleeds at 3. Whoever has the 7 goes next.
Oh, that's me. I'm casting shield, and I'm going to stand over Karasu's body that is now unconscious.
Oh.
And protect him. And I look like I'm about to charge into one of the groups of archers.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like a shield in front of you.
You know,
Nice.
like kicking the ground with my hoof.
Kicking Karasu.
No, well, not like that, but yeah.
The next group goes at 9, which I think ties with Vignar.
Vignar.
All right, Vignar. You go at the same time that the archers just run away. They're just bolting towards town as fast as the little goblin people carry them.
All right. Is there still a group within like movement distance?
There are 4 people around Doreen.
All right. Go. Oh no! This is going to be a slaughter. Already one is down. It is up to me to use my new brain muscles to save the day with a spell. There is only one spell that can do this now. I must cast Bigby's punching fists. Cadabras! Whoa! The powers! The magic powers of the brain muscles! They are flying off to strike my opponents! And I charge at the goblins. I have
You
also
charge the goblins with
martial
Bigsby's punching fist?
Yes, now that my hands have been infused with the power of Bigby's punching fists.
Wonderful.
I specialize in unarmed. I have
Give
multiple
me-
specialization.
Give me a roll to hit.
All right. And since I have a free hand, I get 2 attacks. Also, I'm ambidextrous.
Rob has it planned out all along.
I didn't.
2.
Oh my god.
Oh.
You know what? Bigsby's punching fist misses. You take a swing at one goblin, you take another swing at a different goblin, and
Curse you, my brain
they're just
muscle.
too short.
My brain muscle. I am not used to using this brain muscle, and now my spells have failed. Ha.
It's okay. It must have a long duration time, so you can use it again, right?
Yes, that must be true. Of course it is true. I am the wizard. I'm telling you this is true. Because I know magics.
All right. Next in the initiative order, Doreen has a 15. No, Sildon goes next with a 12.
All right. What is that? -5?
Yes. Plus, oh no, you don't have the strength, so just the -5.
No. Do I have
Come
a,
on, you can do it.
at least flank or something?
Yeah, you can get a flank attack. Holy crap! You hit the goblin.
Oh my god! Of course.
It lives. You weak little wizard brings up the giant two-handed sword, and it comes down and like cuts into the goblin's shoulder slightly. And he steps back and looks at you surprised.
Is this like a flat side of the blade?
I'm like, "Ah."
Oh, if only I had my mighty body.
Oh god. You guys.
All right. Last but not least is Doreen.
Alrighty then, Neal. Oh,
What are you doing, Doreen?
I'm hitting them. Hopefully.
Yes,
Oh,
you are.
wow.
You will clear by 5 with that one. You crit one of the goblins. For a ridiculous amount of damage. You do 2d4? Oh, yes, you're using...
Yeah, it's the Morning Star. It's
Yeah.
base 2d4.
You crumple in a goblin's skull, and it's now just like a curved moon, a crescent moon. That's what it looks like
Yes.
now. Yeah.
2d4, the same as a God Spear.
Sure. Any other actions? I think that's it for the end of the round. Yeah. There are 3 goblins remaining
Well,
standing.
hold on. I just want to ask. Specialization does give you 2 attacks every 3 rounds, right?
3 attacks every 2 rounds.
3. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next round,
making
yeah.
Let's roll
Lovely.
initiative. Next round. There's
Neal,
just
do I see a goblin calling the shots around here? Or is it just like a random like group?
Yeah,
that's-
there was a goblin who first spoke to you that sort of might have looked like he was in charge. But that one fucked off already. He was one of the first ones to bail. Yeah. So the goblins go at 7. Let's get initiative from the party. Karasu bleeds at 3. Sildon goes at 20. Duncan Rochefort goes at 13. I think we're missing a Vignar and Doreen. Doreen goes at 15.
Vignar goes in 11.
Oh, my mistake. I think that's the whole party then. So the goblins disengage and run.
They flee before Sildon's now mighty muscles.
All right.
I missed the days
I
when
tried
they
to
would
heal,
flee before my
Karasu.
mighty muscles.
Sure, let's just quickly go down the order. Vignar, the goblins have fled the field. What do you do?
Are they too far away for me to charge them?
Yeah, you could probably keep charging after them if you wanted to. Is that your plan? Because there's like 11 goblins that have fled now. Most of them with missile weapons and a few of them with melee ones. If you want to charge after them, they're within charging range, especially for 11 foot
I
ogre.
start to it and I think, wait, no, I have forgotten. I have no more mighty muscles, only the brain muscle. I must now think like I only have one muscle. This is so discouraging to be a human.
All right. And next in the initiative order, is anyone going to chase after these guys? Zunkin, you go next.
I'm
Now
going
you're
to try
healing.
to stabilize.
Sure. Give me an intelligence check. Doreen, what are you doing?
Just whoever's down, I'm orsoning.
Okay. So
He's
Zunkin
just sitting there
Rockfuck.
trying to patch him up, and I'm just like slap him on the butt cheek or something.
Perfect. And that leaves us with Karasu at the very end. No, not Karasu. Sildon at the very end.
I just laugh at them all, my gritty voice.
Well, here you are at the bridge that crosses into Springfield. You've been accosted by goblin guards on the road. They let you pass, and then they attacked you when you weren't looking, and then fled right away. One of you is badly wounded. What are you guys gonna do?
I mean,
We should like fall back and
Wait, Did I
heal.
get healed?
Yes,
Yeah.
you got healed by 1 for 1.
Oh, listen, okay, yeah.
I say, Sildon, I
All right.
suppose now that you have tasted the mightiness of being Vignar, you will never want to change back.
As a wizard, do you lose your spells when you
Yep.
do?
Yep.
I guess I say it like I see that you miss being you, so perhaps we can try to switch. I did feel quite glorious just now.
Yes, we are supposed to each learn a lesson. I think that is how these things go.
All right, so who's down other than the guy that can't be healed for the day? Down HP.
Oh. Ogre.
Okay.
Yeah, I took
5.
5, yeah.
Okay, then I'll heal you for 5. Good old
Thank
Erickson.
you. My weak human body probably could not have taken much more of that.
Will you two get some sense? Someone nearly died there.
I know, it was me. I took an arrow, which as Vignar I would have laughed off. But now I have tasted mortality.
Okay, all right, whatever. I just start cutting off that one goblin's hands.
Can I try to tear off the other one?
You may. You will have to make me an incredible strength check to just rip a hand off an arm because that shit is not easy.
I have like 12 or something. Oh my god!
Holy shit.
What the fuck?
So I
Mighty
think...
Vignar muscles. Nothing can stop them now.
Yeah, I think you've just got like one foot on the creature's shoulder, and you're just like pulling on this hand, and you're pulling and pulling and pulling, and it's not really coming. And at some point, you like start gnawing a little bit, and you just get enough of a rip on those tendons in the wrist that you can kind of like gnaw and just rip off the hand.
And to break the bone, then.
Yeah, it's not a clean rip. There's like some jagged bones sticking out. There's like tendrils of flesh, and it's not like it rips off all at once. It's like a slow ripping process of like the sound of tearing flesh, and there's blood everywhere, and you're just covered in stinky, gross goblin blood, and you got the taste of goblin flesh in your mouth.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
All right.
Just kind of
All right.
roaring.
I will add one hand because one is just ruined.
Is
You're
the
back
hand
to
ruined, or
50.
Is it
Yeah,
ripped off like here or like up in the
It's
hand?
like here. It's an awkward tear, you know, like
Yeah.
the bones are missing at this point, but like the flesh still comes down partway.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should find a safe location to rest. I need time to memorize new spell.
Yeah, let's like not go back to the bridge because then the goblins will see us coming again. Like maybe this time we should ambush the goblins. How about that?
Interesting idea.
That sounds like a brain muscle thing. I suppose that is what we must do.
Let's seek some shelter in the woods for
Yes.
now.
Let's do that.
Okay. You guys
I must learn my spell too.
You seek shelter in the woods and bed down to make camp and rest for a day.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about this situation? These goblins are maybe a little bit more fearsome than you were expecting.
I mean, they ran away from me.
That's true, but they did almost kill one of you. If they were evil goblins, they would have surrounded the person who was unconscious and stabbed them to death, bringing them below -10. But they were cowardly goblins.
Exactly. No.
Before we can think of that, I must memorize my spell. I have no book, so Vignar must write his own spell book. So I take a twig and I draw like a cat face on the ground. I must study this now and memorize it so that I can gain its powers.
What are you trying to memorize there?
That is my spell. You would not understand. The magics require the brain muscles.
Well, I'm a wizard myself, so maybe I can learn something from your spell.
Yes, that is true. You could write your spell there and we could learn each other's spells.
Sure, let's start with something easy here. This is detect magic. I start writing the symbols on detect magic on the ground.
That is so long. You must learn to make your brain muscle stronger so that it does not need so many useless words to do its work.
So are you trying to teach each other actual spells here? Rob, how do you teach Zunkin Rushbutt Bigsby's punching fist?
I point to the little picture of a cat face that I drew on the ground. You must study this. You must feel its energies flow into your atrophied brain muscle. You must let the powers of the knowledges of the wisdoms flow into you and enrich your muscle, your brain muscle. Do you not feel its magnificence?
Actually, I don't. I mean, I just use my head to butt people, you know.
That is how you build up the brain muscles.
Yeah,
You must do more of
exactly.
that.
And then I go over and
trains the brain, and it grows more brain cells that way.
I go over and just start kicking the ground like a bully kicking a sandcastle over, and start laughing and walk away.
No, you have ruined that and my sandcastle. I wish I could stand up to Sildan, because I dare not now.
So it's just sitting on the side, sewing together the holes made by the arrows.
Oh, Rajput, why is Sildan such a bully? I see it now. The giant body muscles dominate the weaker brain muscles, but it is not fun for the weaker brain muscles. I thought they would bask in the magnificence that is Vignar and his muscles, but it is not nearly as fun for others as I thought.
You might not have the muscles, but you are pretty massive. That's actually a plus. It's still pretty good. Like, you're still strong in that way. Like, people are afraid of you just looking at you, you know?
You try to make Vignar feel better about his weak human body.
Get a room.
That's kind of you. But
You're a very massive human, did you know? You're like the most scariest human I ever met.
you're just saying that. You do not actually fear human Vignar now.
I actually do fear you. You're actually like bigger than me. For a human, that's very rare, you know?
No, you are just trying to butter up Vignar now. You want Vignar to help you move this weekend or something. If Vignar was still in Vignar's body, then he could easily do that for you. Although he would not, because it would be beneath the dignity of his majestic muscles. But now that I have no muscles, I suppose it would befit me. Such is the irony of the body swap.
You know, we might have to, figure out a way to reverse that, like the body swap. Have you actually have someone try casting detect magic on you?
No, my brain muscle has already determined the magic from the gypsy.
Okay. Huh. Well, maybe so the gypsy died, right? You said the gypsy died after she cast her last curse or something.
Yes,
like that?
she caught a disease. The disease was Vignar's sword.
Okay.
It was fatal, as Vignar's sword always is.
You know, there are ways to reverse curses, you know. If we find someone powerful enough, they could reverse the curse and you'll be back to normal. Do you want to be like before?
Of course, I want to be like before, but I think that this will last until I've learned a lesson. Vignar does not want to learn a lesson. That is the irony.
Oh god, there's no lesson in today's story. There's no morality here. Someone is gonna have to teach Vignar a lesson if we ever want this to end.
Question, Neal, how long does it take to copy a spell? Again, how long was that?
One.
The cat face is not actually a spell.
Like D2 days.
It's maybe Cat's Grace.
It's like D2 days per, or just copy or learn.
Copy.
Oh.
If I want to copy one of, for example, Max's spells.
You know how many pages it takes? I think it's 1 day per spell level.
We've determined that spellbooks and shenanigans just kind of like take infinite pages.
Yeah, we do spell learning in between sessions. Do you want to learn spells on the go?
I know. No, if it takes like longer than a few hours. Then.
It'll take days.
Yeah, because I think he just wanted to copy it down, not learn it.
No, so for wizarding, you can't copy a spell without learning it. The two are sort of the same practice. It's a mess. So we'll just leave it be then.
And I can.
Okay, so you've made it more or less to the town. You're just a few miles out from the village, really. It's down the road. You've never been there before. The goblins have fled. They clearly know that you're here and are going to go inform whoever might be in town of these monsters crossing this bridge. Are you concerned at all that your presence here might be, problematic?
Well, maybe, but we still have to rest.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we rest then. And when we come back from our resting, we will press on to our third act. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.